Breaking news, they're dead. Both members are dead.
Oh
my
man.
gosh. Both soldiers are dead. The governor of West Virginia has confirmed that both soldiers are dead.
Wow.
Guys, let me show you this right now. Breaking news. They're both dead. Hold on a second here. Let me put this on the screen
That's
for you right
crazy.
now. I'm getting it on the screen for you right now.
2 National Guardsmen shot in Washington, D.C. Both are deceased.
This is from Governor
This is
Patrick
crazy.
Morrisey. This is, you can see, 37th governor of the state of West Virginia. Certainly looks to a reporter I follow reposted this as well. Governor Patrick Morrisey. Denise and I are devastated by the news that the 2 members of the West Virginia National Guard were shot earlier today. Wait.
Sad.
I'm sorry, one of them died. He said one of them died?
One of them died.
So a reporter said he said 2 of them died.
Yeah, he said 2.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm showing you the wrong one.
Duh.
Here, I'm going to show you the right post now. 2 of them died. There, both died. Sorry, I had the wrong post on the screen. It says right there, both of them died. Sorry for the confusion. I thought it said both died. Yes. So there it is right there. Governor Patrick Morrisey. It is with great sorrow that we can confirm both members of the West Virginia National Guard who were shot earlier today in Washington, D.C. have passed away from their injuries. How terrible. These brave West Virginians lost their lives in the service of their country. We are in ongoing contact with federal officials as the investigation continues. Our entire state grieves with their families, their loved ones in the Guard community. West Virginia will never forget their service or their sacrifice, and we will demand full accountability for this horrific act. Wow, terrible.
I believe the shooter also got shot, but I believe he's still alive for right now. This happened in Washington, D.C. It's crazy. You said your husband worked for D.C.? He gonna be at work for a while? Yeah, I'm sure. You said, why are you in prison for YN? I don't know what you're talking about. Why I'm in what? Why I'm in prison?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Just terrible. Just terrible. Okay, so again, that is now confirmed. 2 soldiers from the West Virginia National Guard who were serving in D.C. have been shot and killed in an apparent attack. Wow, unbelievable. Just terrible. So again, this happened about 3 blocks from the White House at 17th Street Northwest and I Street Northwest. And
now it's a lot of conflicting reports. It says the suspect for the shooting of the 2 National Guard troops near the White House is now in custody. It said, thank God. It said it's unfortunate he's not. Oh, okay. He's not in the custody of a hearse. That's what they're saying. So the person's in custody. It's been a lot of conflicting reports. President Trump said the animal that shot the 2 National Guardsmen, with both being critically wounded and now in 2 separate hospitals, is also severely wounded. But regardless, well, hold on a second. Yeah, it said the animal. Trump said he's severely wounded, but regardless, will pay a very steep price. God bless our great National Guard and all of our military and law enforcement. These are truly great people. I, as President of the United States, and everyone associated with the office of the presidency are with you.
The National Guard has been working around the clock to keep Washington, D.C. safe, and their presence has made a real positive difference. Today's senseless act of violence against innocent servicemen is utterly disgusting. Please keep the families of these brave soldiers in your prayers.
So these National Guardsmen were all throughout, Washington, D.C. to make sure that, D.C. is safe. 2 of those guardsmen are now one of them is dead, but 2 of them passed away. Remember when Trump sent the National Guard out to D.C. to, patrol the area? Well, that's what happened. 2 of them passed away. And that person that did it is in custody. It's crazy.
Shooting. Certainly, CBS News is saying they're hearing it was an ambush attack, and that's certainly what it appears to be.
Second.
Oh, breaking news. CBS News says 10 to 15 shots fired.
Wow.
Roughly 10 to 15 shots were fired. Okay. So again, CBS News reports that roughly 10 to 15 shots were fired. Now, I assume that means fired by the suspect, not at the suspect, but I don't know for sure. It doesn't say. Could be total between both. So I just don't know.
Well, there's a lot of media on this corner, so it's going to be very, very yeah, and there's no time with the last so I don't know when it will start. But in parallel,
All right.
yeah, I'll stay here.
I will hang up.
You can see FBI there on the right.
It's a mess out there. Apparently they got ambushed. Of course.
Now, another thing to consider here, is, hold on a second here.
Let me check. I see them apprehending somebody. Let me see. The Secret Service seen running directly into danger to help render aid to the downed National Guard troop near the White House. This happened right near the White House. And the Secret Service was helping out.
J.D. Vance spoke moments ago in Kentucky. J.D. Vance was doing an appearance at Fort Campbell in Kentucky, and he spoke briefly. I was trying to see what he said, but I just saw a little clip of it, so I didn't really catch much of it.
Always some drama around the holidays. I could see this happening like kind of far away from the White House where like it's kind of dangerous at, but this happened near the White House. Anybody that's been to DC, you know that DC is not too far from the from where it's dangerous at. But yeah, just it's something else right near the White House.
Whether there's any connection between this suspect and anybody else who might want to carry out attacks. You know, that's going to be something I'm sure they're looking out for as well. But for the moment, again, no information on who the suspect is in any of that. It certainly does appear to be an attack.
What's up, Chantel? I'm glad you're here. We got a few trolls around.
Breaking news. Konstantin Toropin with AP. AP reporter Konstantin Toropin reports that one National Guard member was shot in the head.
Oh my God!
There is a photo floating around which I cannot confirm, and I can't show it on the air anyway. That does appear to show a National Guard member on the ground, possibly bleeding from the head. But again, AP's Konstantin Toropin is reporting one National Guard member was shot in the head.
All right, so there is a photo that they have out there. I'm not going to show it though. And it does appear that it's a head wound, from what I see. DC is crazy right now. It's crazy in right in DC. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, I mean, there is a photo flying around. I mean, you can go on, you said, was this an ICE operation? I'm not sure. I know they've been having some problems, but no, this was a National Guardsman. I don't know if he was helping out ICE, but I know they're patrolling the area of DC. You know, they've been out in DC for a little while now. Not just today, they've been out there for like at least a month now.
It's about 3 blocks from the White House, guys.
And it happened 3 blocks from the White House.
If you missed it before, I'm going to show you where this happened.
And if anybody is aware, like have been out there near the White House, you know, within 3 block radius, there's security out there. And as you get closer to the White House, you know, they changed it since a while. There's barricades. Like you can't even get to the main gate without, there's a barricade there. But as you get closer, as you close into the White House, if you're walking from the mall, there's security everywhere. So this happened right by the security.
3 blocks from where the White House is.
But what always amazed me was where the White House is. This was back in the day, right? Before they changed it. Like within not even far, within a walking distance from the White House, it's dangerous. It really is. But they have the National Guard out there now. I mean, over the years, it has gotten better. It really has. But I'm talking about how it was in the 90s and early 2000s. 80s, it was bad over there. But this happened like right near, you could run to the gate of the White House from where this person got shot. Hey, what's up, Firefly? I'm 2 National Guardsmen was shot and killed in D.C., couple blocks from the White House.
Yeah, right now we're standing with Michael Jones. Thank you so
Secret
much
Service police and ATF police there, I see.
And when it happened, Secret Service responded to it because it happened so close to the White House, so they were trying to help out the National Guard. There's been conflicting reports. But they're saying that the suspect is in custody. Trump responded and said the suspect has been shot. He responded on his Truth Social. He has not addressed the nation yet because this happened about an hour and 30 minutes ago. So I guess at some point he'll address the nation. I don't know what color the suspect was yet. I know, Chantel, they off the hook, man. But I got my snipers up in here. Just for you trolls.
I think there's always concern. When they say active shooter, you make them say things with high schools and elementary schools that when that happens, you have to be concerned about who's out there, and you have to watch it. So we had customers, and we have to make sure that we're taking care of them.
When you heard that it was possible service members that were shot, what was your reaction?
Not one, it was 2 National Guardsmen passed away. It was 2. It's craziness, man. Yeah, so if anybody's ever been to the White House recently, I'm not talking about back in the day. I'm talking about, I've been there. I mean, it wasn't recent when it was in the last time it was a year ago. But what they did was, as you get closer to the White House, there's security everywhere. I'm talking about as a matter of fact, somebody like walked up on me and I thought the person was a regular person. Because I was out there being funny. I was like, yeah, I'm trying to see what's up in the White House, out by the gate and whatnot. And next thing you know, this random person came up to me, how you doing? I'm like, first of all, where did you come from? I didn't see you. He said, I was watching you the whole time. He said, you doing good? He said, where are you from? I said, I'm living in Virginia. I drove out here. I had dropped somebody off at the airport, and I made my way on down here. He said, oh, you drove all the way down here from the airport? I said, no. And I actually had it wrong. I said, I dropped somebody from the airport around here. He said, oh. He said, you just hanging out? I said, yeah. He said, all right, well, have a good one. Enjoy your White House scene. And I'm like looking. I said, is this a police officer? As he was leaving, I saw the back of his coat. United States Secret Service. It was a Secret Service agent. That was hilarious. I'm like, where did this person come from? But apparently he was sitting in a car off to the corner, and I didn't see him. But here I go, walking over there, moseying on over to the gate, to get my photo op. It was people out there taking pictures too. It wasn't just me. It was like, I guess, tourists and whatnot. But yeah, they serious about that area. Like all over that area is, they changed it. Remember the lady drove her car into the gate? So they got barricades over there now. So you can't even do that. But I stepped over the barricade. That's what I did. Nobody else did but me. Because I wanted to get to the gate. Because I said when I was a kid, I actually walked up to this gate. And what did I do? It went right over the barricade, and here he come. I said, uh-oh. He said, okay, well, enjoy your photo op. He just came over immediately. I just like, boom, just right there in my presence. It was crazy. So you got to be a fool to do something over there by the White House. That's my point. You got to be a whole fool because you're going to get caught. You're not going to be able to run. You're going to get caught. They got that place heavily fortified. You're going to get caught. They haven't addressed the media yet. They are going to address the media. Well, what did he say, Chantel? These people crazy. Yeah, they're young, and a lot of them are young, Chantel. you know, to get them benefits. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, I did see the tower fires. I did. In Hong Kong. Yes, I did. 78 towers burning where 4,800 people live. 13 hours burning. It's still burning. Some of it fell down now. I did see that. What's up, Antoine? Two National Guardsmen shot 3 blocks from the White House. And Antoine, you've been to the White House. You know, you can't do nothing crazy over there. They got it heavily fortified. For you to go over there and do something like that, you got to be out of your mind. You have to be. Because when I tell you, now you guys know me, I had no business doing what I did. So I went over there and I'm like, why is this barricaded over here? And people laughing at me because I'm like walking over. I said, well, I'm going to go over the barricade to get my picture. The lady said, go ahead. Nobody else, I wasn't thinking nobody else did it. As soon as I did, I turned around. He's like right here. Hey, how you doing? I'm like, who is this? Like, he's like right here. Like, how you doing? I did not hear him walk up. I thought he was a ghost. I didn't hear him walk up at all. He just walked up. He said, where are you from? I said, well, I'm from Virginia. He said, oh, what brings you here? I said, I just dropped somebody from the airport to DC. And I just said, since I'm over here, I might as well get me a photo op near the White House. He said, oh, okay. And what are you doing after that? I said, I might head on back, probably go back home. He said, oh, you have a good one. Enjoy your photo op, but you can't be over the barricade. I said, okay. Very nice. Very nice. And he had a partner like in back of him, like way in back of him, just looking at me. They looked like they was ready for the sauce. Yeah, they had the suspect on the stretcher with no shirt, long pants. Yeah, they said he got critically injured as well. Yeah, but when I tell you, he got there within seconds. I'm like this. He's like, whoop. I'm like, oh, shit. He said, what are you doing? How you doing, sir? Just nice he can be. But then when I looked over his shoulders, there was a person just standing and not smiling, like just looking at me. Like just waiting for me to get crazy so I can make the news. But I said, I'm sorry, officer. I didn't mean to do all that. I just want to get me so you just want to get a close-up photo? You weren't trying to jump it? No. He let me go. He let me go, and they took off. They drove right off. People were laughing at me, actually. They were like, what are you doing? I said, I'm trying to get a picture over here. I said, I don't want the barricades in my way. I want to get a clear shot. And all that. When I was a kid, I went up to the White House, but that ain't like the kid no more. You said, be careful. Hell no, I ain't doing that no more. You said, New York sucks ass. Why? Because I got the Yankee hat on. That's why you saying it? He said, you hear this guy? He said, New York sucks ass. Because I got the Yankee hat on. He just wanted to say New York sucks ass. Y'all crazy, bro. Let's get an update.
Which one is this?
Oh, ain't that cute? There's somebody, kid out here with a go-kart.
I have to show you a different shot. That was not the right shot.
And that go-kart is flying. I hope he don't go in the damn river. It's a little kid out here with a go-kart. That thing is flying. Look like he might need a license to drive that damn thing. That thing is flying, dog. He know how to drive it. He or she. It's a pink helmet on, so it's a girl.
I'm looking at a video right now that I gotta look at this again.
Antoine, it's a go-kart out here. It's a small one, but the girl got a pink helmet. That thing is fast, man. Look like she might need a license to drive that damn thing. Yo, she is gone. And the parents is over here. Long as she don't go in that damn river. I mean, the lake. I mean, not the lake, whatever you want to call it. Lake, river. What's going on? Glad I got some of my people up here. I had some trolls up in here earlier. I'm glad I got some reinforcements in here now. I know they've been around for some time, Antoine, but I wanted to go over the barriers. I went over the barriers, Antoine, and went to the gate. I sure did. I went over the barriers, and I know you're like, what did you do that for? To get a better picture, so I can get closer. That's what I did. And as soon as I turned around, he's like right there. And I couldn't hear him walking. I'm like, I said, sir, like, were you walking behind me? He said, I was behind you the whole time. I said, I didn't hear you. He said, you're not supposed to. He was like answering my question before I even finished. He said, you weren't supposed to hear me. Craziness. No, Antoine's the Secret Service. And one of them was friendly. The guy that came up to him, he was smiling. The other one wasn't. He was just like this. Really? Did you must have to do that? Really? So we have to get out of our car?
Gosh, look at this from the governor. Look at this from the governor of West Virginia, who earlier had posted. He earlier said they both died. Now look at this new post from the governor of West Virginia. We are now receiving conflicting reports about the condition of our 2 guard members.
Maybe they're alive.
And will provide additional updates once we receive more complete information.
They're getting conflicting reports right now. The governor came out and said they both are deceased, but I don't know about that. So there's conflicting reports on that. So maybe they are still alive. Hopefully they are. Yeah, Anton, he was like this. Like this. What are you doing? Why can't you take a picture in the street like everybody else? But they ain't no joke, though. He was like looking. He looked like he did 5 or 6 tours overseas. I know the governor don't know. This is crazy. That's why I'm saying he shouldn't say anything right now. Because Trump didn't say that. Trump said that the shooter is well, Trump kind of mentioned it too, but he said the shooters are fatal. The shooter got shot. But he has not addressed. They got to wait till the president address the nation. He has not addressed the nation yet. Okay, the go-kart is back. He has not addressed the nation yet. You said if you force them to do paperwork, they'll make things worse. Oh, what that mean, Antoine? You said they'll make things worse for me. If I got to make them do paperwork. Yeah, he said, I understand. You just want to get a good picture. Gotcha. He said it like that. Gotcha. He said, yeah, but just come on back. You know, you got your picture. He said, go ahead and take your picture. And I took my picture. He was looking at me. He said, come on back. You can go on. And then after that, they left. And the other one like, and then they walking away, he turned back and looked at me again. I said, oh my God.
Okay, so again, the governor of West Virginia had about a half hour ago posted that both National Guardsmen were dead. But then about 10 minutes ago, he said, we are now receiving conflicting reports about the condition of our 2 guard members. We're going to get an update on the shooting soon from the police. DC police soon will provide an update on the shooting.
All right, we'll wait for the DC police. Then at some point, the White House will talk. You said make me feel more uncomfortable. I know, good thing that they didn't lose my, didn't want to do nothing to me. He was like, kind of like in a good mood. The other one wasn't. He was just kind of looking at me. And he was like, where did you, like, because I had parked like kind of like a block away. Because, they have food trucks out there, food vendors. You said, you okay? Yeah, why? Yeah, I'm okay. You said the other agent hates paperwork. He probably do. He probably just looking at me like, what's going on here? You said, did I feel profiled? No, Firefly. I jumped over the barrier. I went over the barrier, and nobody else did but me. Because I was like, ain't nobody around. Let me just go get a quick picture real quick, because there ain't no guards around. So I took it upon myself to go over the barrier, to go to the main gate. And next thing you know, I'm like, get my phone together. I turn around. He's like right here. He's like right. I'm talking about. He could have just kissed me. That's how close he was. And I was like, he said, how you doing? He said, you things are good with you? I'm like, I'm all right. I just want to get a picture. He said, but you can't go over the barrier. And okay, they about to talk now. And everybody else was laughing at me, like the people out there taking pictures, like the different people, you know. I guess, you know, you had people from out of town taking pictures as well. Everybody stopped and laughed at me. Because I said, oh, great, nobody's around. Let me go get me a picture. Let me get over this barrier. That was a wrong move.
You again to all of our moderators.
Yeah, there were tourists around.
No, she's ASL. She's mayor's ASL. She has to. You want to just ask? Wow. Who is saying that she's mayor's vice? She has to. Or is this somebody?
Just waiting for them to the DC police to address it. Yeah, I said, I'm just gonna get me a nice picture. You know what I'm saying? Like I did when I was in 8th grade. I'm gonna go right to the same spot, because my point was I was gonna go to the same spot I went to when I was in 8th grade to get a picture so I can compare the two pictures. But he didn't give me, well, I think I did take the picture. It was kind of like a blurry picture because I was nervous at this point, the way he rolled up on me. And the other one had like, you know, just like looking at me. I said, man, let me get back over this thing, man. But my point is, from 3 blocks away, radius around it, they got cops driving. It's security everywhere. You'll be a fool to try something over there.
Audio is a little off because I'm using the audio from one
check.
shot.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Check. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, we're just waiting for the news to for them to address it right now. Man, I tell you, man, it takes a deranged person to go out there and do something like that. You got to be deranged. Because you're going to get caught. Don't even think about running. Don't even think about it. Just lay down and put your hands up, because you're getting caught. I think we might need 3-Eye Atlas to pull up on us so we can all get our minds right. They might as well pull up on us right before Christmas. Hello, we're here. Yeah, they might as well just pull up at this point, Antoine, because we off the hook down here. Yeah, and this van looked like this is a van that kidnapped people. These little vans that's driving around. I don't like them vans. See it? I don't like the... That's the human trafficking vans. And I got one just like it, so I shouldn't be saying that. Yeah, I don't know what somebody got to be deranged to do something like that, man. Go up to within 2-block radius of the White House and do something like that. Scary out here, man. It is, really is scary. Guys, I'm just waiting for the police to give an update right now. DC police. That's what I'm looking at the screen. They're just waiting.
I know I did. They also have a office up there.
So if you missed it, again, the governor of West Virginia said that these were 2 West Virginia National Guardsmen, and he said about 40 minutes ago they had both been killed. And then about a half hour after that, he said, oh, we're getting conflicting information.
You called me a what? You said, sup, champ? You called me a champ? Hold on. You freaking, it's some idiots out here. You said champ. Not champ. He said champ. These people crazy, Antoine. He said champ. He probably looked like a champ. Sitting up here calling somebody a champ.
Thanks, Faytux Network, for mentioning that. Hey, guys, let's listen to what Pete Hegseth had to say. I'm going to pull this up right now. They just posted this Department of Defense / Department of War on their social media. I haven't even watched it yet. So let's watch this right now. There's Secretary Hegseth. Let's see what he had to say. Again, I have not watched this yet myself. This is a few minutes ago. So let's play this and see what he says. But let me just take out the other volume so we don't interfere with it.
Very productive meetings, but I want to start by saying after those meetings, myself and my team were notified that 2 National Guardsmen have been shot in Washington, D.C., critically wounded. The shooter shot in a cowardly, dastardly act targeting the best of America, heroes willing to serve in Washington, D.C., serve for people they don't know and they've never met because they love their country and their capital and their community. They were willing to do dangerous things others were not because they love their fellow Americans. Someone decided to turn that into targeting National Guardsmen. That will only stiffen our resolve. We will never back down. We will secure our capital. We will secure our cities. In fact, this happened just steps away from the White House. It will not stand. And that's why President Trump has asked me, and I will ask the Secretary of the Army to the National Guard, to add 500 additional troops, National Guardsmen, to Washington, D.C. This will only stiffen our resolve to ensure that we make Washington, D.C. safe and beautiful. The drop in crime has been historic. The increase in safety and security has been historic. But if criminals want to conduct things like this, violence against America's best, we will never back down. President Trump will never back down. That's why the American people elected him. America and our warriors, our National Guardsmen, are strong. And so we're following this very closely. We're getting information rapidly. I mentioned the faith of this country, the Christian faith, the prayers. I would ask for prayers for our National Guardsmen.
Excuse me, Mr.
Appeals to heaven for our National Guardsmen, for their families, on bended knee as a War Department, as a nation.
Excuse me.
We will never back down.
Excuse
We think about them right now.
Venezuela.
We're in a couple of great, productive meetings with the President and Minister of Defense here, where we are dedicated to the counter-cartel effort here. Criminality knows no boundaries, whether it's the United States of America and Washington, D.C., or it's the Caribbean and the Western Hemisphere. We are going to go after narco-terrorists. It will not stand. Our borders will be secured, whether it's the Dominican Republic or the United States of America, and we look forward to working with our partners to make it happen. You know, President Trump believes in a clear principle. Peace through strength. You get peace by being strong. And if you're a narco-terrorist who wants to bring drugs to the United States of America, we will find you, we will fix you, and we will fit you. Because we have all the rights in the world. We've got lots of attorneys and lots of intel.
I don't know what he's talking about. He's talking about narco-terrorists. He's not talking about the shooting. He's talking about, unless that has something to do with this shooting, but I don't think so. I put it on, I put that on subscriber only now, Chantel, because they not gonna be able to type up in here. We done with them, because this stuff like this brings trolls out.
As Secretary Hegg said. All right, hang on a moment here, guys. We're going to get a press conference soon from D.C. law enforcement, maybe federal law enforcement, I'm not sure, but press conference is getting ready there in D.C., and we are bringing you live coverage.
I don't know who's close.
I don't know why the governor of West Virginia hasn't deleted his original post. It's very strange. The governor of West Virginia, Patrick Morrisey, 44 minutes ago, this is still posted. He said, "It's with great sorrow we can confirm both members of the West Virginia National Guard who were shot earlier today have passed away." But then 21 minutes ago, he said, "We're now receiving conflicting reports about the condition of our 2 Guard members and will provide..."
Do y'all hear that? Like the engine, that's the go-kart. Thing is loud.
Still there.
Yeah, he went on a serious tangent talking about narco-terrorists. I'm like, this ain't got nothing to do with that right now. I didn't know what he was talking about. I'm like, narco-terrorists? He talking about narco-terrorists and we're going to clear our borders. And, sir, that's not what's going on right now. Like, let's stay focused.
Sorry. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You still hear me? You still hear me?
Oh, hold on a second. Intel Point Alert just said that Jeanine Pirro said, "May they rest in peace." Now, I don't know that she knows. Jeanine Pirro,
Oh, you good with my son?
U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia. Look what she posted.
Check 1, 2,
Thanks to
3, 4,
Intel
5,
Point
6,
Alert
7,
for
8,
pointing
9,
this
10.
out.
Check 1, 2, 3,
So she
4,
said,
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We good?
"God bless the 2 National Guardsmen who've been shot and killed." She says they've been killed. But
Yeah,
again,
that's what she said.
is she basing that on the West Virginia's governor's post? Has she seen that the West Virginia governor then walked back his post? I don't know. So she just posted, though, 2 minutes ago, saying they've been killed. But I wouldn't, she might just be basing that off the governor's earlier post. Well, soon we're going to hear from the authorities.
We're just waiting on a press conference from the DC police to make an official word. The president hasn't. He spoke on his Truth Social, but he hasn't made he gave a press conference yet. But I wouldn't want to give inaccurate information if they didn't, you know, just in case their family is listening. So I would just wait for the official press conference before, if I was a governor, make any statements. I would do a general statement at first, like, I'm sorry for these shootings. I will have more information shortly. That's what I would say. But it appears that one of them did pass away from the video I saw. It's crazy, bro. Crazy situation. Crazy situation. Insane, guys. Insane. Insane situation.
I would not be surprised, for example, if there's cameras in the area.
1, 2. Testing. Is everybody getting audio? Testing. 1, 2.
Everybody's getting audio. We're just waiting for you guys. We're waiting for the police from DC to speak. Like I said, I will wait for them to speak before I even make an official statement. Hope they will hurry up because I'm about to lose battery. And I didn't bring my charger with me. I certainly did.
There is a video I have posted on my X account. I have reposted of the aftermath.
But what I could do is
floating around.
I can go upstairs.
I can't show that on the air.
Yeah, you could do that.
CNN says the suspect is not cooperating. Breaking news. CNN reports, breaking news, that the suspect approached the guardsmen and appearing to target them, firing first at one of the guardsmen who was just feet away. One source said the suspect then fired at the other guardsman who tried to get behind a bus stop shelter. The suspect is not cooperating with authorities and had no identification at the time of his arrest. So that is from CNN. I'm going to repeat.
Oh, they got ways to make him cooperate. They got ways. They just bring me in there. I'll get him to cooperate. I'm like, you're going to cooperate tonight. We go back to the 1960s, Antoine, 70s. We'll get them to cooperate, you know, in my way. What's up, Medea? I got ways to get them to cooperate. I said, Butch, go get them pliers. Go get them pliers and put them on the desk. And get that shock thing out, too. You got the battery, hook that up to the battery. We're going to get him to cooperate. We're going to get you to cooperate, sir. I said, sir, if you don't cooperate, by the time you get out of here, you ain't going to have no voice box left if you don't sit up here and cooperate. You know what I'm saying? Let's see.
That he had no identification on him when he was arrested, that he shot the first guardsman from just feet away and then fired at the other one who tried to get behind a bus stop shelter.
What I'll do is, I'm just going to leave it here for a second. And like I said, if they have, let me turn my camera off to make sure I got some battery before I go upstairs. Like I said, I'm going to listen to the police. That's what I was waiting on. Oh, man. It's a crazy, beautiful world we live in. But crazy indeed. Craziness. But they said currently the suspect is not cooperating. Yeah, Antoine. Look, me and Antoine will do it. I said, Antoine, give me the jumper cables. Get the tub of water, because we're going to waterboard too. Antoine, get your notebook out. Actually, what we'll do is, Antoine, we're going to leave him in here till after the holiday. And then we're going to come back and we're going to take a flight. You know where we going. And he listening, like, where are we going? We going to Gitmo. That's where we going. That way, we have ultimate privacy. We'll have ultimate privacy, and then we'll go from there. Yeah, I believe the gunman got shot. That's why they said 3. Yeah, I want him to stay alive. He got to wear this. We know we grew up with a lot of people. Me and Antoine went to high school with a law enforcement. Different places around the country. One of our EC brothers, he's law enforcement in the military. MP police, like, you know, military police. Sergeant Negron. I think Sergeant First Class, excuse me. Yeah, I'm like, look here, I got something for you. We gonna take a flight. Oh yes, we gonna take a flight. Antoine, get them battery cables ready. He probably like, I need to speak to a lawyer. You gonna speak to one, if you can, but you gonna cooperate with us right now. Oh, excuse me, that's CSM, Negron. Could you break that down? What is CSM? That sounds like something big. What is CSM? Please educate me real quick. He had to correct me. What is CSM? That sounds like something big right there. Firefly, no. What is CSM? Command Sergeant. Damn. He's a Command Sergeant Major? Yeah, he been in the military since the 90s. So he's squared away. He been squared away. Now that I think about it, I know like hindsight is 20/20. I should have went with y'all, man. Right when you went in, I was about to go. I should have just did. I'd have been squared away. I would have been out though. I wouldn't have been in there that long. It was my cousin, the conspiracy theorist. Knowledge, he was in the military. He did 8 years. I believe 8, or maybe 8 to 10. I think he did 8. I think it was under a decade. But he never say nothing bad about the military. He have a lot of conspiracy talk, but he never say nothing bad. He just said they squared him away. He said it's easy to get squared away. You just keep your nose clean and you'll move up. Stay out of trouble. Oh, he got his stars some time ago. Damn, CSM, Command Sergeant Major. That's pretty dope. He's a good guy though. Right when he went in, I should have went in. Right when he went in, because I was thinking about it. Yeah, you gave him over a decade. You said marks 30 years since you signed up. Damn, 30 years. Damn, Antoine, what are you, about 60? Damn. Look, I'm laughing at him. Don't start, Antoine. Don't start with my age. Don't start. do not start. Do not start. Because I'm actually 38. Just you didn't know that. I just skipped a lot of grade. I skipped. I'm actually 38. You just didn't know. Like, damn, what happened? You 38? Yeah, I'm 38. That's what I tell people. They be like, how old are you? 38. And they don't say nothing either. They say, oh, okay. I say, yeah, I had it's a rough time, man. 38. I say that once I treat my beard. I'm saying I'm 38. I can't say it when I treat my beard, but before I treat it. But when I treat it, yeah, I'm 38. 38 once I treat it. And then hope nobody say. Sometimes they'll just look at me like double take. Oh, where you 30? Yeah. They said, damn, you said that like 3 or 4 years ago. I know. 38, man. I said that when they were carding me because I didn't have my ID. I left it in the car. They said, we need you. They said, well, how old are you? 38. And he just looked at me. He said, okay. He said, no, seriously. I said, I'm 38. 38, man. But when I tell people my real age, they be like, damn, all right. Yeah. I ain't got my AARP card yet. I'm working on it. Hold on, let's see something. Hold up, are they talking? Hold on. Okay, they not talking yet, so it'll give me a chance to get upstairs. Go back upstairs real quick. You didn't hear that. You heard me, you didn't hear all that. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not in Virginia. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't have nothing on me. Nothing on me, because you know how New Jersey get down. You know how New Jersey get down. They don't be playing. You know how it is when the sun go down. Gotta take my cell phone back up in the house. You heard me, Corvette girl. I said, I'm just kidding. It ain't like I'm in Virginia. I'm out here where they really be tripping at. They said, oh yeah, we got a report you had something on you. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. Mr. Jacques, how you doing?
Excellent.
All right, that's good. Let me see. I gotta check the thing. Oh man. You say you get the same looks when you tell people your age? I'm 38. Just tell them that, Antoine, when they ask. Shit, if I'm really feeling good that day, I tell them I'm 30. Just depend on how good I'm feeling. If I'm feeling real saucy, I'm 30. Sorry about that. My mother was telling me. I said I heard the news. She's listening to it. It's crazy, yo. It's crazy. I gotta put this on the. Hold on 1 second. I'm in desperate need of a charge. There we go. Desperate need. All right, let's see what Steve talking about.
Have been shot and killed. May they rest in peace. Get to the best audio. Hopefully the audio is good.
Okay, hear the audio.
Keep it. If I have to switch, I'll switch the shot.
Uh-oh. What happened here? What did I do? That's Cash Patel right there.
Where two of our brave members of the National Guard and the Department of War were brazenly attacked in a horrendous act of violence. They were shot. They're in critical condition. Traitors responsible for this heinous act. And make no mistake, they will be brought to justice.
Fine.
Since this is an assault on a federal law enforcement officer, this will be treated at the federal level as an assault on a federal law enforcement officer. The FBI will lead out on that mission with our interagency partners, to include the Department of Homeland Security, Secret Service, ATF, DEA. And we're thankful for the mayor's assistance in this matter, the Metropolitan Police Department and their skills in investigating homicides and gun shootings in this city is exceptional. We will work together collaboratively because this is a matter of national security, because it's a matter of pride. President Trump has been informed. We've been in contact with the White House.
They didn't find him?
We will shortchange the American public with no resources to make sure we find and safeguard our nation's capital right here in Washington, D.C., and bring anyone responsible for this heinous act of violence to justice. I would lastly like to add to the American public and the world, please send your prayers to those brave warriors who are in critical condition and their families. They are here serving our country. They are here protecting everyday Americans and citizens around the world in our nation's capital. They are the heroes of this day, and we must remember them on this day and every day, and their families and the sacrifice they have made. I will now turn it over to Chief Carroll of the Metropolitan Police Department. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeff Carroll. I'm the Executive Assistant Chief here at the Metropolitan Police Department. At approximately 2:15 this afternoon, members of the D.C. National Guard were on high visibility patrols in the area of 17th and I Street Northwest when a suspect came around the corner, raised his arm with a firearm, and discharged it at the National Guard members. The National Guard members, there were other members that were in the area. They were able to, after some back and forth, able to subdue the individual and bring him into custody. Within moments, members of law enforcement in the area were also able to assist and bring that individual into custody. At this time, as the director mentioned, the National Guard members are being treated at a local hospital. DC Fire and EMS responded to the scene to provide first aid for those individuals and transport them to a local hospital. The suspect in this case was also transported for treatment at a local hospital. Madam Mayor?
Thank you. I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of Washington, D.C., and I, too, want to send my thoughts and prayers to the families of the guardsmen and to the guardsmen who are in critical condition in a local hospital. I am joined by members and leadership from the D.C. National Guard, from the West Virginia National Guard, United States Secret Service, Deputy Mayor Pia, Fire Chief Donnelly, and Metro's General Manager Randy Clark. And we join with the FBI Director in ensuring that MPD investigates, the U.S. Attorney prosecutes this case to the fullest extent of the law. I've had the opportunity to brief U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi, who was speaking to the president when I called, as well as the United States Attorney Pirro, who assured me that this case will have her office's complete attention.
Mayor, was there any other suspect?
Chief.
Sure. So no, at this time, there was no indication that there was any other suspect. The one suspect that was involved in this incident, they were shot during the interaction, and they were transported to the hospital for treatment.
Mayor, does this validate the need for the National Guard here in D.C.?
What we know, Andrea, is that this is a targeted shooting. One individual who appeared to target these guardsmen, that individual has been taken into custody.
Mayor, can you tell us any more details on the condition of the two National Guardsmen and whether or not anyone else was injured? And a quick question follow-up for the FBI director. You said that we'll make sure we find the perpetrators for this act. So just to clarify, the person believed to be responsible is in custody and there are no other suspects.
Sure, so I can start out. Again, Chief Carroll from MPD. So both the individuals, the guard members, they are in critical condition at a local hospital at this time being treated. At this point, we have no other suspects. We have reviewed video from the area. It appears, like I said, to be a lone gunman that raised a firearm and ambushed these members of the National Guard, and he was quickly taken into custody by other National Guard members and law enforcement members.
Have you got any sense of motive?
No, at this time, obviously, we're very in the preliminary stages of investigation. There's a lot of things, a lot of agents that are here from various federal agencies, law enforcement agencies. We have the full power of the FBI and our federal partners here in the task force. So we're looking at all those different aspects, but we don't have any motive. The National Guardsmen that were shot, I'm told they were armed.
Did they get off shots?
At this time, that's part of the preliminary investigation.
Can you explain how the suspect was apprehended?
Chief.
Sure. So how the suspect was apprehended, as I said, the individual, the suspect came around the corner. He immediately started firing a firearm at the two National Guard members. So at that time, there were other National Guard members that were in the area. They heard the gunfire. They actually were able to intervene and to kind of hold down the suspect after he had been shot on the ground until law enforcement got there within moments.
And he was shot by a National Guard.
At this point, we're still investigating exactly who shot the individual. It's not clear at this time.
Chief, do you know what kind of weapon in the area?
We don't know what kind of weapon. There was DC police. It happened right in front of the Metro, although there is no indication that the perpetrator was on the Metro. So there's Metro Transit Police in the area, and obviously being on 17th Street by the White House, Uniform Division of Secret Service were in the immediate area as well.
What kind of weapon the alleged perpetrator used?
We do not know at this time. It's still under investigation.
We're going to be able to take a couple more.
Has been able to question the suspect, or is his condition so severe that you haven't been able to have a conversation?
Sure. And so as I said, we're very preliminary in the investigation, so we're looking to all aspects of who the individual is, his connections. At this time, he's still in the hospital receiving treatment.
And I would just like, hang on, I would just like to add, the reason that this suspect is in custody is because of the bravery of the men and women of the National Guard who responded due to their extensive training to secure American lives today. There was not any further injury and any further shootings. We should highlight the fact that the men and women of law enforcement, the interagency, the Department of War, and the National Guard executed their training with great precision today and prevented an even greater tragedy from befalling us. These National Guardsmen are heroes, and we must pray for their safety and their speedy recovery. And as the chief said, we are in the preliminary stages of this investigation. We will run down every single lead, every piece of evidence. This is the power of the U.S. government at its best at the state, local, and federal level. That is why this interagency group is standing behind us to assure America and the world that we will continue to keep D.C. safe. And thankfully, we have Metropolitan Police Department, the National Guardsmen, and federal agents, and the Department of Justice and Attorney General willing to prosecute the mission to keep Americans safe. And President Trump has rightly stated that this heinous act will be investigated, and he has thanked the National Guardsmen and women and the men and women of law enforcement.
Thank you.
The suspect say anything at the time? Why did the West Virginia governor say that they Chief, was anyone else shot besides the two?
Have the families been notified?
Okay, so that's the end of the Hey Fiona, how you doing?
So the press conference said, hold on, let me get to the other shot. Here's the other shot of people walking away. People walking away, or walking towards the crime scene, I guess, maybe.
So it appears to be a lone gunman, and it was an ambush. But the National Guard that was around, they were able to subdue him and pin him down until the police came and they arrested him. And he's at the hospital, where he or she is at the hospital right now being treated. Yes, it's near the White House. It's very close to there. Oh, you in the train station? Did you hear about that fire, Fiona? I know you out in China. She's in China, Ryan. She's out there chilling. What's going on, Ryan? Yeah, it's crazy out here. There's a fire. God, I can't remember where exactly it's at. I'm gonna have to let you know. You head into Thailand this morning? Okay, nice. You don't want to be traveling. You headed to Bangkok? Okay. Man, it's been years since I've been there. Years. I remember when I first got there, I hit the hotel. I was so damn tired from that flight. Oh, you're doing a marathon this weekend. Nice. Leave it to me. As soon as I get in the hotel, I'm on vacation. You're supposed to be out and about. I went to sleep. Knocked out. Well, not knocked out for long, but it felt like I was in a portal. It felt like I was in a new world somewhere. That's what it felt like. It did. It didn't feel like felt like I hit a portal in a time zone somewhere. It was crazy. I mean, I'm not a time zone, but I hit a portal. Then I had met some people from England. They were backpacking and stuff. Yeah, Hong Kong. No, it wasn't Hong Kong. Where did it happen at? Did it happen in Hong Kong? Where was that fire at, Antoine? Oh, flights like that. The best sleeping. I didn't get much sleep on the flight. I think it was nerves. I kept walking around. I mean, I slept a little bit, but not really. Oh, it was in Hong Kong where the fire was? Okay. It's what's amazing about those apartment buildings is they're so big. Like thousands of people live in those apartments. It's like a city within the apartments. You don't even have to leave the apartment. They got grocery stores there, schools. Some have schools in them. It's crazy how big they are. But it's so many people they have to build up, upward. I know, being at the top because of the views, but it's not the safest. It's not. Because you can get trapped. You said, but inside is tiny and can be very expensive. I can imagine it's tiny and expensive. I can imagine. But it's just so many people, though, like, that live in these buildings. It's craziness. It's amazing. Like I said, I've never been to China, but I would like to experience it, though, on how many people there. He said you have to be there with, Fiona, how does it feel to be there with so many people? Does it feel like it's that many people, or just imagine if I had that audience? Oh my God, there'll be a lot of views. Just imagine, like if I tapped into that market, but they won't let us. Man, oh man. You said it feels like you're surrounded by millions of people. Wow. Especially in Shanghai. You know that YouTuber, I Show Speed, he has an audience out there. They know him out there. Because when he was going around Hong Kong and different places, he needed like military security. They were, so you didn't see him in the feed, but they were surrounding him. Because they said that they don't want a riot, because he's walking around, it could turn into a riot. And he had to let the people know that he was there. It's craziness. The same thing happened with Travis Scott. They wouldn't allow him to just walk the streets. He had to be certain places. Like they just wouldn't let him be out with the people like that. Yeah, I know they have their own social media platform. But just imagine if we had tapped into that market. Man, that's a huge market. Huge. They have their own, like, everything. And they have their own, like, they embrace they like the old hip hop, like the 80s and 90s hip hop. That's what they embrace. That whole scene.
To the West Virginia governor. Reuters also says, the shooting unfolded near Farragut Square, a popular lunch spot for office workers, just a few blocks away from the White House. The park is
Farragut Square,
flanked by fast casual restaurants and a coffee shop, as well as 2 metro stops. One witness, Mike Ryan, 55, said he was on his way to buy lunch nearby when he heard what sounded like gunfire. He ran a half a block away and heard another round of apparent gunfire. When he made his way back to the scene, he saw 2 National Guard members on the ground across the street, with people trying to resuscitate one of them. At the same time, other National Guard members had pinned someone on the ground, he said. Another witness, Emma McDonald, said she saw one of the National Guard members carried away on a stretcher minutes after the shooting, his head covered in blood, and an automated compression system attached to his chest. Let's hope they survive.
Hi, I can hear you.
I know it's happening during the holidays. It is a shame.
I can hear you.
When will we hear something more about this suspect? I do not know. There is a photo floating around that purports to be of the suspect. I don't know if that's legit, that photo.
He's talking about Twitter. There's a lot of stuff floating around.
No, the DC airport is not shut down. There was briefly a ground stop there after the shooting, but that is no longer in effect.
after this.
So only one suspect. For those who didn't see it, it was not a long press conference, but maybe what I'll do for those who haven't seen it is I'm going to replay the press conference from moments ago, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say moments ago, just so you can see it. It wasn't long, because I know people come in and out. So let me put this up on the screen for you right now. I'm going to get rid of this volume, put this volume on, put this right here. Okay, so let's just watch again. There's Kash Patel here. So I just want to let people see it who haven't seen it. This is the press conference from moments ago.
That happening. Ready. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kash Patel, FBI Director. We're here to brief you on the tragic events that happened today at approximately 2:15 local time in Washington, D.C., where two of our brave members of the National Guard and the Department of War were brazenly attacked in a horrendous act of violence. They were shot. They're in critical condition. As you can see behind me, we have assembled the full force of both the federal and state and local law enforcement agencies to bring bear all of our resources to make sure we find the perpetrators responsible for this heinous act. And make no mistake, they will be brought to justice. Since this is an assault on a federal law enforcement officer, this will be treated at the federal level as an assault on a federal law enforcement officer. The FBI will lead out on that mission with our interagency partners, to include the Department of Homeland Security, Secret Service, ATF, DEA, and we're thankful for the mayor's assistance in this matter, the Metropolitan Police Department and their skills in investigating homicides and gun shootings in this city is exceptional. We will work together collaboratively because this is a matter of national security, because it's a matter of pride. President Trump has been informed. We've been in contact with the White House. We will shortchange the American public with no resources to make sure we find and safeguard our nation's capital right here in Washington, D.C., and bring anyone responsible for this heinous act of violence to justice. I would lastly like to add to the American public and the world, please send your prayers to those brave warriors who are in critical condition and their families. They are here serving our country. They are here protecting everyday Americans and citizens around the world in our nation's capital. They are the heroes of this day, and we must remember them on this day and every day, and their families and the sacrifice they have made. I will now turn it over to Chief Carroll of the Metropolitan Police Department. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeff Carroll. I'm the Executive Assistant Chief here at the Metropolitan Police Department. At approximately 2:15 this afternoon, members of the D.C. National Guard were on high visibility patrols in the area of 17th and I Street Northwest when a suspect came around the corner, raised his arm with a firearm, and discharged it at the National Guard members. The National Guard members, there were other members that were in the area. They were able to, after some back and forth, able to subdue the individual and bring him into custody. Within moments, members of law enforcement in the area were also able to assist and bring that individual into custody. At this time, as the director mentioned, the National Guard members are being treated.
Yes, they caught the guy. They caught the guy. And they said he's not cooperating.
Also transported for treatment at a local hospital. Mayor?
I'm Muriel Bowser. I'm the mayor of Washington, D.C., and I, too, want to send my thoughts and prayers to the families of the guardsmen and to the guardsmen who are in critical condition in a local hospital. I am joined by members and leadership from the D.C. National Guard, from the West Virginia National Guard, United States Secret Service, Deputy Mayor Pia, Fire Chief Donnelly, and Metro's General Manager Randy Clark. And we join with the FBI Director in ensuring that MPD investigates, the U.S. Attorney prosecutes this case to the fullest extent of the law. I've had the opportunity to brief U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi, who was speaking to the president when I called, as well as the United States Attorney Pirro, who assured me that this case will have her office's complete attention. Chief.
Sure. So no, at this time, there's no indication that there was any other suspect. The one suspect that was involved in this incident, they were shot during the interaction, and they were transported to the hospital for treatment.
What we know, Andrea, is that this is a targeted shooting. One individual who appeared to target these guardsmen, that individual has been taken into custody.
Yeah, taken into custody.
And whether or not anyone else was injured. And a quick question follow-up for the FBI director. You said that we'll make sure we find the perpetrators for this act. So just to clarify, the person believed to be responsible is in custody and there are no other suspects.
Sure, so I can start out. Again, Chief Carroll from MPD. So both the individuals, the guard members, they are in critical condition at a local hospital at this time being treated. At this point, we have no other suspects. We have reviewed video from the area. It appears, like I said, to be a lone gunman that raised a firearm and ambushed these members of the National Guard, and he was quickly taken into custody by other National Guard members and law enforcement members.
You got any sense of motive?
No, at this time, obviously, we're very in the preliminary stages of investigation. There's a lot of things, a lot of agents that are here from various federal agencies, law enforcement agencies. We have the full power of the FBI and our federal partners here in the task force. So we're looking at all those different aspects, but we don't have any motive. The National Guardsmen that were shot, I'm told they were armed.
Did they get off shot?
At this time, that's part of the preliminary investigation.
Can you explain how the suspect was apprehended?
Chief.
Sure. So how the suspect was apprehended, as I said, the individual, the suspect came around the corner. He immediately started firing a firearm at the two National Guard members. So at that time, there were other National Guard members that were in the area. They heard the gunfire. They actually were able to intervene and to kind of hold down the suspect after he had been shot on the ground until law enforcement got there within moments.
And he was shot by a National Guard.
At this point, we're still investigating exactly who shot the individual. It's not clear at this time.
Chief, do you know what kind of weapon the area?
We don't know what kind of weapon. There was DC police. It happened right in front of the Metro, although there is no indication that the perpetrator was on the Metro. So there's Metro Transit Police in the area, and obviously being on 17th Street by the White House, Uniform Division of Secret Service were in the immediate area as well.
What kind of weapon the alleged perpetrator used?
We do not know at this time. It's still under investigation.
We're going to be able to take a couple more.
Has been able to question the suspect, or is his condition so severe that you haven't been able to have a conversation?
Sure. Again, so as I said, we're very preliminary in the investigation, so we're looking into all aspects of who the individual is, his connections. At this time, he's still in the hospital receiving treatment.
And I would just like, hang on, I would just like to add, the reason that this suspect is in custody is because of the bravery of the men and women of the National Guard who responded due to their extensive training to secure American lives today. There was not any further injury and any further shootings. We should highlight the fact that the men and women of law enforcement, the interagency, the Department of War, and the National Guard executed their training with great precision today and prevented an even greater tragedy from befalling us. These National Guardsmen are heroes, and we must pray for their safety and their speedy recovery. And as the chief said, we are in the preliminary stages of this investigation. We will run down every single lead, every piece of evidence. This is the power of the U.S. government at its best at the state, local, and federal level. That is why this interagency group is standing behind us to assure America and the world that we will continue to keep D.C. safe. And thankfully, we have Metropolitan Police Department, the National Guardsmen, and federal agents, and the Department of Justice and Attorney General willing to prosecute the mission to keep Americans safe. And President Trump has rightly stated that this heinous act will be investigated, and he has thanked the National Guardsmen and women and the men and women of law enforcement.
Thank you.
Notified?
The suspect say anything at the time? Why did the West Virginia governor say that they Chief, was anyone else shot besides the two?
Have the families been notified?
General, what about the unconstitutional deployment of troops? It's been ruled unconstitutional. Why are there 500 more troops being deployed?
All right, so the last question asked was, it's been ruled unconstitutional. Why are there 500 more troops being deployed? So a federal judge, now this is a live shot right now. A federal judge, I believe, last week ruled the deployment of National Guard troops in D.C. unconstitutional, but she delayed its implementation, the ruling, to December 11th, I believe, to allow the Trump administration to appeal. So I don't know what the legal status of that, all that is, but Pete Hegseth said President Trump had asked that 500 more troops be sent to D.C. after this incident. That's a live shot right there, and I think that's right near where it happened. Let me see, I can show you here. Are they right where it happened? Let's see. Yes, see it says Club Quarters Hotel? Hold on a second. Yeah, that's literally where it happened. They are at where it happened. We're looking at the scene. Where it says Club Quarters Hotel, and it says Farragut West Station, that's where the metro is, and there's a bus stop there. Is it a bus stop? Yeah, there's a bus stop right in front.
It appears that when they
where the glass, a video I saw showed
when they apprehended him, it looked like he was trying to go into the metro station. That's what it looks like, because that's where they apprehended him at, right near the entrance.
So that is the scene.
So he probably was trying to go in that metro.
That's where it happened. You're looking at about 3 blocks from the White House. Again, that's right. That's not what you're looking at. Is where it happened. That's where all the police tape is, and that's where all those people are gathered there.
Golly.
Happened around 2:15 p.m., so about 3 hours ago. 2:15 p.m. I don't know where the metro. I assume there's some sort of entrance to the metro near there. I see the metro sign. I don't know exactly where the metro.
And the person,
There's somewhere you
and the person that is wounded, that appears to be the suspect,
maybe a local person.
it looks like he's Middle Eastern. That's what it looks like. Hasn't been confirmed yet. But if this is the right picture, that's what it looks like.
AP says that AP is reporting at least one of the soldiers exchanged gunfire with the shooter. AP also reports law enforcement is reviewing surveillance video from the scene.
White House just about an hour ago have died, according to West Virginia government.
Them protests that was going on near the White House, that's done now. They ain't having that no more. I can tell you that right now. Them protests done with. They about to bring a lot of troops out there now. It's gonna be damn near like war out there.
You know, for those who didn't see it, let me also play you what Secretary of Defense / Secretary of War Pete Hegseth had to say. This was a little earlier today. I'm gonna put this on the screen right now for you, in case you haven't seen it. Let's take a look at this here. I'm gonna turn down the volume for a second so you can hear what he had to say. I'm gonna play this now for you.
Very productive meetings, but I want to start by saying after those meetings, myself and my team were notified that 2 National Guardsmen have been shot in Washington, D.C., critically wounded. The shooter shot in a
Guys, they're gonna rule this a terrorist act. Watch.
The best of America. Heroes will willing to serve in Washington.
Wait till they identify the person. You're gonna see.
They've never met because they love their country and their capital and their community. They were willing to do dangerous things others were not because they love their fellow Americans. Someone decided to turn that into targeting National Guardsmen. That will only stiffen our resolve. We will never back down. We will secure our capital. We will secure our cities. In fact, this happened just steps away from the White House. It will not stand. And that's why President Trump has asked me, and I will ask the Secretary of the Army to the National Guard, to add 500 additional troops, National Guardsmen, to Washington, D.C. This will only stiffen our resolve to ensure that we make Washington, D.C. safe and beautiful. The drop in crime has been historic. The increase in safety and security has been historic. But if criminals want to conduct things like this, violence against America's best, we will never back down. President Trump will never back down. That's why the American people elected him. America and our warriors, our National Guardsmen, are strong. And so we're following this very closely. We're getting information rapidly. I mentioned the faith of this country, the Christian faith, the prayers. I would ask for prayers for our National Guardsmen.
Excuse me, Mr.
Appeals to heaven for our National Guardsmen, for their families, on bended knee as a War Department, as a nation.
Excuse me.
We will never back down.
Excuse
What do you think about them right now?
Venezuela. Venezuela.
We're doing a couple of great, productive meetings with the President and Minister of Defense here, where we are dedicated to the counter-cartel effort here. Criminality knows no boundaries, whether it's the United States of America and Washington, D.C., or it's the Caribbean and the Western Hemisphere. We are going to go after narco-terrorists. It will not stand. Our borders will be secure, whether it's the Dominican Republic or the United States of America, and we look forward to working with our partners to make it happen. You know, President Trump believes in a clear principle: peace through strength. You get peace by being strong. And if you're a narco-terrorist who wants to bring drugs to the United States of America, we will find you, we will fix you, and we will finish you. Because we have all the rights in the world. We've got lots of attorneys, lots of intel analysts, and we know exactly who we're targeting and why. If you're involved in that conduct, we will kill you. It's that deadly serious because of the poison that has made its way into the American public for far too long. President Trump is serious about it. We're serious about it. And we're proud to be working with the Dominican Republic and other countries very serious about ensuring that cartels don't set the agenda. We do. Thank you very much. It's been a great series of meetings.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, that was Secretary Hegseth. All right, let's get back to the live shot now from Washington, D.C. Yeah, a couple viewers said, people keep posting in the chat, oh, the West Virginia governor said the soldiers were killed. Well, the West Virginia governor walked that back. I mean, you can see the West Virginia governor said, originally said both members who were shot have passed away. But then later he said, we are now receiving conflicting reports about their condition and will provide additional updates once we receive more complete information. So he walked this back. This one is after this one.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm not going to share the picture, but if you go on Twitter, you'll see it. If that is the correct shooter, he appears to be like, he looks like he's Middle Eastern. And it appears that they took him with no clothes on. So I guess they were treating him right there on the scene.
So I will get you more updates as soon as I see them. I'm checking a lot of different sources, and we haven't really heard.
You said not sure if you converted that part of it.
Suspect.
Yeah, they would love for him to be, because they'll call it a terrorist act. You say your daughter served in the Guard. Yeah, I know, with the families and stuff. It's devastating for the families right now. But they are being treated right now. They have not ruled any deaths yet.
Does law enforcement know who this
So that was
person is?
misinformation
That
earlier.
I cannot confirm. But I am constantly checking here for more updates. You are looking at where it happened there, outside a metro station on the corner, on the corner of, I think it's 17th Street Northwest and I Street Northwest in Washington, D.C., about 3 blocks from the White House.
Yeah, it's still a terrorist act, regardless of where he's from.
One report from CNN claimed the suspect was not being cooperative. I cannot confirm that.
Yeah, can't confirm right now. They're saying the suspect is not being cooperative, but we just heard from Kash Patel and the other law enforcement officials. They didn't say anything too much about the suspect, but they did say they apprehended the suspect. But I'm sure on the next update, they will tell us a little bit more. It's unbelievable. 2 blocks from the White House, guys. But it appears that where they caught him at, it looked like he was trying to go to the metro, like trying to escape through there, but they caught him.
ABC News is the only one I've seen report that the 2 Guard members were a woman and a man. I haven't seen that reported anywhere else. But that's still being reported by ABC News. I can't confirm that. ABC News also had a photo of a Capitol Park police helicopter on the National Mall evacuating one of the...
Oh, by the way, people, I will be in New York City Monday, this upcoming Monday, for the Luigi hearing. He has a hearing, Luigi Mangione. He has a hearing scheduled for Monday, and I will be there in the courtroom. Then I will go live once that hearing is over outside of the building. And it's not too far from where Diddy trial was, because I know where I'm going to park at. And it's not too far from there. I could just walk. So I will be there Monday. And I'm meeting a few people up there. So, yeah, look out for that soon.
Currently 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I would have to think we'll be hearing more about this tonight.
You said it was 1 man and 1 woman? Wow.
The Wall Street Journal reported that no Secret Service officers fired shots.
Okay, so you did see that report that it was one woman, one man. Both service members, yes, one man, one woman. That's crazy. The man,
Thank yous to John.
the man appears to look like he has a head injury,
Johnny 58.
because I saw him laying on the ground.
Fred Martinek, Mama 457 Rose, Ken Lance, Allie B from Tennessee, Orwellin Gaming, I'm a Hunter, Hebrew Jerusalem Prince, Durford.
But we're gonna find out pretty soon
Behind here, Boston
about the shooter. But
UKNW adapts Sevenfold Space Fraggle, The Christian Fight, Jake First Radio Star, Kami Safari, Maureen Green. I'll thank some others in a bit.
it was all
Also on Twitch, Slim Fozzie, Video Rams, Bubba Chuba CF 19.
You said he's allegedly the service member, the guy. Yeah, appears he has a head injury.
Sweet 76 Red Eye Shell. CC Persisting Anomalies. Text Light. And Medina Mita. Medina Mita. Still, at this point, nothing specific I have heard about the suspect. I can show you Hakeem Jeffries released a comment on the shooting.
Yeah, it's unbelievable though.
He said, can I put it up here? Let's see. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm looking at that too,
Let me get
Medea, to see.
Hakeem Jeffries post on the screen for you. House Minority Leader said, praying for the National Guard members wounded in this horrific shooting, thankful for the brave law enforcement officers and first responders who swiftly apprehended a suspect. There is no place for violence in America. Did this suspect leave any writings? Did he tell anyone he was going to do this or that he had done this? Does he have a criminal history? Does he have a mental health history? Is he from the area? Absolutely no idea. Are they searching the person's place if they figured out who he is?
Because they slipped and said during the report, we're trying to find everybody that was involved in this.
It doesn't even seem like the person, I don't know, but it doesn't even seem like the person really made a huge effort to get away. I mean, in this situation, you'd have to assume the person might have thought that they were going to perhaps get killed themselves in the attack if you're attacking National Guard members. And he was shot and severely injured. But AP reported that his injuries were not life-threatening, the shooting. Gary Baines, our viewer, says it was like a kamikaze attack. I also don't know, was this person wearing any kind of body armor or anything? You know, or any kind of tactical gear or not? We don't even know the weapon that the person used.
Now, it appears when the person that they were taking away in the stretcher, this guy that they saying it might be the shooter, They took him away. He didn't have no clothes on. So they must was treating him on the scene for his injuries. Because he got shot too. They shot him. He was conscious though. From what I see, he damn sure was conscious.
One witness says Reuters saw one of the guard members carried away on a stretcher minutes after the shooting, his head covered in blood, and an automated compression system attached to his chest.
Damn. They could be waiting to notify the next of kin. That's why they're not updating anything yet.
At the scene of the shooting,
They have to notify the next of kin first.
from the White House.
Yeah, they have to notify the next of kin before something happened. This is sad.
By the way, Wikipedia says the National Guard is a state-based military force that becomes part of the U.S. military's reserve components of the U.S. Army and the U.S. Air Force when activated for federal missions. It is a military reserve force composed of National Guard military members.
That is true.
Or
It
units
is a
of each state.
It is a reserve military.
Lynn Downey, Truth Sleuth, Hey New Girl. Kiz Lakaya, I am.
You said your oldest was deployed right after her training.
Texas Woman, Sticky Frog, Michael McIsaac, Sonic, Sarina, Christian Fight, Dr. Evil, Bez from Oz, Price Man, Red Squirrel, Maureen Green, the THX 1974, Gawks, Birds, Christine Gagnon.
Oh, okay. When things was bad in Cairo.
Sydney, Vanessa CC, JF8, and Cecile 47. Cindy McAfee. Trying to get you more updates here. I'm checking a bunch of different sources here. And haven't seen anything new yet. As soon as I hear anything new, I will certainly pass it along.
Oh, back in 2012. Okay.
I'm just continually checking here.
Oh, by the way, astronomers have confirmed that there's two comets with an anti-tail.
He says Trump issued an emergency order in August that federalized the local police force and sent in National Guard troops to D.C. from 8 states and the District of Columbia. The order expired a month later, but the troops remained. Last week, a federal judge ordered an end to the deployment, but also put her order on hold for 21 days.
Oh, okay. She's a veteran.
Time to either remove the troops or appeal the decision. The soldiers have patrolled neighborhoods, train stations, and other locations, participated in highway checkpoints.
She's out there providing service, Medea. Out there providing the service. Is that prison, like, is it pretty bad where she's at? Or is it pretty laid back? Because where Diddy's at, the prisoners control that yard, not the guards. It's the prisoners that control it. And she was young when she enlisted. Okay. Yeah, where Diddy at, it goes down, Medea. It's an active yard, and the guards control that yard. I mean, the inmates control that yard, not the guards. It's ran by the inmates. But it's still pretty laid back, though. It's still, you know, it's not bad. Everybody just doing their thing. They got their program and, you know, stuff like that. They keep them busy. Oh, you had to sign to allow her to enlist because she was young. She's brave.
Had this person been in the area in recent days, I'm guessing they will check security footage.
I know I had a cousin that went in. We didn't think he was gonna make it through basic training because he had an attitude problem. But I remember when I heard that he was getting ready to graduate,
I also don't know
after the ceremony was over, they said, "Well, how did you make it through?" He said, he laughed and said, "Oh, you ain't." He said, "They'll take care of that attitude in there." He said, "They got ways of doing it." And he started laughing. And one of the he was saying that to his family when they came to his graduation, and was to meet his mother, my cousin, which is his mother. He said, "See that guy over there, the drill sergeant?" He said he got a way of getting you out your attitude. He said he learned that from day one. But he said he had fun though. He said it was a fun experience. He said he would never forget that experience because, you know, everybody was in the same boat together. And he said they singled him out immediately. Oh, she wanted to fall in the footsteps of one of your clothes. That's nice. He said they got that attitude straightened out immediately. He said in the first hour, day one. But he said it. He said his basic. He said it went by so quickly. He was like, "Damn, it's like time sped up." He said you enlisted in '95, shipped out on May 20th, 1996. First stop, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Damn. That's where your basic was, or where's your basic at? Was it out there, or I'm assuming you said enlisted in '95, shipped out. Well, where was your basic at? Oh, Fort Jackson. Yeah, he said his drill sergeant had a real deep voice, but he had a country accent. He said it was funny. And he told him, "You better not laugh at me. You better not laugh." And he said it took everything in his soul not to laugh at this guy because he knew he was about to get in trouble. And one night, you know, he was in charge because they put you in charge of I forget what it was. I forget what it was that he messed up on. He said you're gonna mess up on something. That's how they get you. You're not gonna get nothing done perfectly the first 2 weeks. He said you're gonna forget something. He said you're gonna forget something in the chain of command. He said something you're gonna forget, and that's when they're gonna get you. It's like you're not gonna make your bed right, your bunk right, something. He said everybody get caught on something.
Lights to light up this crime scene or something? I'm not sure. No, I have heard nothing else about the shooter.
And don't call, he's like, and please don't call your weapon a gun. Please don't. He said, please. He was like laughing. He just started laughing. I was like, damn, what happened? He said, bro, you don't want to know.
There is one video of the aftermath I've seen, which
You said the worst time to forget something in line for chow. Damn.
I'll post a link to the video in the chat, but I don't have the right to show it myself.
Or you got to eat fast too, like initially. It ain't no time to talk. You just eat. That's it. And get up.
I guess there's a second video. Hang on a moment.
But he made it through it though. He made it through it.
Oh, wow. Okay. Does this show the
I forget where he said he was in Paris Island or somewhere. I don't know what he talking about. I believe that's South Carolina. I can't remember. I don't know. He said Paris or something. I know he said South Carolina. It's Paris something. I think it was Paris Island. And he said they had some drill sergeants. They was like so freaking, it was this one dude. He said he was so intimidating that he forgot everything.
I'm going to actually post a link in the chat for the second one. So there's a photo that...
He said Max, he said Daniels Island. Is that what they call it now? I know he said Paris Island. I don't know what he was talking. I think I can't remember. Something like that. It was in South Carolina, I believe. It was so long ago. Paris Island, South Carolina Marine Corps. Yeah, he's in the Marines. But it was, I believe, is it a basic out there? Paris Island? I'm not sure. But that's where he was. Is that, do they got like the basic training out there? He said they got him off a bus, right? He said it looked like jail buses, yo. And they had to line up. And he said it was crazy. They got their first haircut. They all got baldies. You said that's the Marine base, Daniels Island. Okay. He said they all got the baldies. You know, they get their toiletries, you all get a bag. And he said it was crazy. He said the first 48 hours was crazy. You ain't getting no sleep. He said it was crazy. Thank you, Smurf. Thank you for the blessing. Yeah, he said it was crazy. But they were like, because he had an uncle that was in there. He said, man, with his attitude, I don't know if he gonna make it. And he laughed. He said, shit, I made it. He said, I learned the first day. It wasn't no opening your mouth. It was, all right. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. I gotta go down here to get this. I'll be right back. I got a good workout, man. Old Navy has Great Lakes outside of Chicago. Well, guys, I think I'm going to end it here. I'll be back a little later if there's any major updates on this, but it's all over the news right now. You guys will be able to see it. I think I'm going to make my way on to the airport tonight, see what's going on up there. But happy Turkey Day to y'all if I don't talk to you, but I'll probably be on tomorrow anyway at some point. But y'all have a good one now.